I get myself in that. Right now I'm just Alright. Okay, folks, welcome to the New American Standard Bible. Today we're going to read, I believe, chapters 3 and chapter 4.
Look what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a bill.
Yeah, we're going to read 3 and 4. So, chapters 1 and 2 are the beginning of Moses' retelling of all the history that has happened with the Israelites. So, he describes when the Israelites were too scared to enter into the land that the Lord was giving them. And then they were punished by going into the wilderness for 40 days until they were exhausted. So, yeah, they did not get the promised land. Their sons will get the promised land. Sons will be punished for what their fathers did, sadly, which is kind of messed up, but it is what it is. The Lord knows the people's hearts. But, yeah. Let's continue with chapter 3, and God bless. Then we turned and went up the road to Bashan, and Og, the king of Bashan, came out with all his people to meet us in battle at Edrei. But the Lord said to me, "Do not fear him, for I have handed him and all his people in his land over to you, and you shall do to him as you did to Sihon, king of the Amorites, who lived in Heshbon." So the Lord our God also handed over to us Og, king of Bashan, with all his people, and we struck them until no survivor was left. We captured all his cities at that time. There is not a city which we did not take from them. 60 cities, all the region of Argob, the kingdom of Og in Bashan. All these were cities fortified with high walls, gates, and bars, besides a great many unwalled towns. We utterly destroyed them, as we did to Sihon, king of Heshbon, utterly destroying the men, women, and children of every city. But all the animals and the spoils of the cities we took as our plunder.
No, I didn't actually.
So at that time we took the land from the hand of the two kings of the Amorites who were beyond the Jordan, from the valley of Arnon to Mount Hermon. Sidonians call Hermon Sirion, and the Amorites call it Sinir, all the cities of the plateau, Al-Gilead and all Bashan, as far as Salika and Edrei, cities of the kingdom of Og in Bashan. For only Og, king of Bashan, was left, remnant of the Rephaim. Behold, his bed was a bed of iron. It is in Rabbah, the sons of Ammon. Its length was 9 cubits, and its width 4 cubits by the usual cubit. So we took possession from this land at that time, from Aroer, which is by the valley of Arnon, and half the hill country of Gilead, and its cities I gave to the Reubenites and to the Gadites. The rest of Gilead and all Bashan, and half of the kingdom of Og, and I gave to the half tribe of Manasseh, all the region of Argob. As to all Bashan, it is called the land of Rephaim. Jair, the son of Manasseh, took all the region of Argob as far as the border of the Geshurites and the Maccathites, that is Bashan, and named it after his own name, Habath Jair, as it is to this city. To Machir I give Gilead, to the Reubenites and the Gadites I gave from Gilead, even as far as the city of Arnon, or valley of Arnon, the middle of the valley as a border, and as far as the river Jabbok, or Jabbok, the border of the sons of Ammon. the Arabah also, with the Jordan as the border, from Kinnereth even as far as the sea of the Arabah, the Salt Sea, at the foot of the slopes of Pisgah on the east. Then I commanded you at that time, saying, the Lord your God has given you this land to possess it. All you valiant men shall cross over armed ahead of your brothers, the sons of Israel. However, your wives, your little ones, and your livestock, I know that you have much livestock, shall remain in your cities which I have given you, until the Lord gives rest to your fellow countrymen as to you, and they also take possession of the land which the Lord your God has given them beyond the Jordan. Then you may return each man to his possession, which I have given you. And I commanded Joshua at that time, saying, your eyes have seen everything that the Lord your God has done to these two kings. The Lord will do the same to all the kingdoms into which you are about to cross. Do not fear them, for the Lord your God is the one fighting for you. I also pleaded with the Lord at that time, saying, Lord God, you have begun to show your servant your greatness and your strong hand. For what God is there in heaven or on earth who can do such works and mighty acts as yours? Hi, Alex. Please let me cross over and see the good land that is beyond the Jordan, that good hill country and Lebanon. But the Lord was angry with me on your account and would not listen to me. Instead, the Lord said to me, enough. Do not speak to me anymore about this matter. Go up to the top of Pisgah and raise your eyes to the west, the north, the south, and the east, and see it with your eyes, for you shall not cross over this Jordan. But commission Joshua and encouragement and strengthen him, for he shall go across leading this people, and he will give to them as an inheritance the land which you will see. So we remain in the valley opposite Beth Peor. What are you reading? I'm reading the Bible, book of Deuteronomy. Oh, we got 10 people apparently. Hello, and God bless y'all. And, all right. Chapter 4 now. Anime? No. I don't do anime. Not an anime fan, but thanks. Okay, chapter 4. Israel urged to obey God's law. Now Israel, listen to the statutes and the judgments which I am teaching you to perform, so that you will live and go in and take possession of the land which the Lord, the God of your fathers, has given you. Nasir Rudin High. Oh, sorry. You shall not add to the word which I am commanding you, nor take away from it, so that you may keep the commandments of the Lord your God, which I am commanding you. Your eyes have seen what the Lord has done in the case of Baal Peor. For all the men who follow Baal Peor, the Lord your God has destroyed them from among you. But you who clung to the Lord your God are alive today, every one of you. What are you reading? Where are you from? I'm from United States. See, I have taught you statutes and judgments, just as the Lord my God commanded me, that you are to do these things in the land where you are entering, to take possession of it. So keep and do them, for that is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the peoples, who will hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what great nation is there that has a God so near to it as is the Lord our God whenever we call on him? Or what great nation is there that has statutes and judgments as righteous as this whole law which I am setting before you today? My name is one. If you can find my name, then I'll tell you if that's my name or not. Nasir. Okay. I can't remember. I can't remember if I read that 5 through 8. Oh, I'll read it again. See, I have taught you statutes and judgments, just as the Lord my God commanded me, that you are to do these things in the land which you are entering to take possession of it. So keep and do them, for what is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the peoples who will hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what great nation is there that has a God so near to it as is the Lord our God whenever we call on him? Or what great nation is there that has statutes and judgments as righteous as this whole law which I am setting you before today? Alright. Only be careful for yourself and watch over your soul diligently, so that you do not forget the things which your eyes have seen, and they do not depart from your heart all the days of your life, but make them known to your sons and your grandsons. Remember the day you stood before the Lord your God at Horeb, when the people said to me, Assemble the people to me, that I may have them hear my words, so that they may learn to fear me all the days that they live on the earth, and that they may reteach their children. You came forward and stood at the foot of the mountain, and the mountain was burning with fire to the heart of the heavens, darkness, cloud, and thick gloom. Then the Lord spoke to you from the midst of the fire. You heard the sound of words, but you saw no form. There was only a voice. So he declared to you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform. That is the 10 Commandments, and he wrote them on 2 tablets of stone. The Lord commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and judgments, so that you would perform them in the land where you are going to take possession of it. So be careful of yourselves, since you did not see any form on the day the Lord spoke to you at Horeb from the midst of the fire, so that you do not act corruptly and make a carved image for yourself to the form of any figure, a representation of male or female, a representation of any animal that is on the earth, a representation of any winged bird that flies in the sky, a representation of anything that crawls on the ground, or a representation of any fish that is in the water below the earth. And be careful not to raise your eyes to heaven and look at the sun, the moon, and the stars, all the heavenly lights, and allow yourselves to be drawn away and worship them and serve them, things which the Lord your God has allotted to all the peoples on the whole heaven. But the Lord has taken you and brought you out of the iron furnace from Egypt, to be a possession of his own, or be a people of his own possession as today. What are you reading? Fundizi. God bless. And I'm reading the Bible, Deuteronomy to be specific. Now the Lord was angry with me on your account, and he swore that I would not cross the Jordan, and that I would not enter the good land which the Lord your God has given you as an inheritance. For I am going to die in this land. I am not crossing the Jordan, but you are going to cross, and you will take possession of this good land. So be careful yourselves that you do not forget the covenant of the Lord your God which he made with you, and make for yourselves a carved image in form of anything against which the Lord your God has commanded you. For the Lord your God is a consuming fire, a jealous God. When you father children and have grandchildren and grow old in the land, and you act corruptly, make an idol in the form of anything, and do what is evil in the sight of the Lord your God to provoke him to anger, I call heaven and earth as witnesses against you today, that you will certainly perish quickly from the land where you are going over the Jordan to take possession of it. You will not live long on it, but will be utterly destroyed. The Lord will scatter you among the peoples, and you will be left few in number among the nations where the Lord drives you. There you will serve gods, the work of human hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear, nor eat nor smell nor anything. But from there you will seek the Lord your God, and you will find him if you search for him with all your heart and all your soul. When you are in distress and all these things happen to you, in the latter days you will return to the Lord your God and listen to his voice. For the Lord your God is a compassionate God. He will not abandon you nor destroy you, nor forget the covenant which your fathers with your fathers, which he swore to them. Indeed, ask now about the earlier days that were before your time, since the day that God created mankind on the earth, and inquire from one end of the heavens to the other. Has anything been done like this great thing, or has anything been heard like it? Has any people heard the voice of God speaking from the midst of the fire, or have heard it and survived? Or has a God ventured to go take for himself a nation from within another nation by trials, by signs and wonders, by a war, by a mighty hand, by an outstretched arm, and by great terrors, just as the Lord your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes? You were shown these things so that you might know that the Lord, he is God, and there is no other besides him. Out of the heavens he let you hear his voice to discipline you, and on earth he lets you see his great fire. And you heard his words from the midst of the fire. Because he loved your fathers, he chose your descendants after them, and he personally brought you from Egypt, his great power, driving out from before you nations greater and mightier than you, to bring you in and to give you their land as an inheritance, as it is today. Therefore know today and take it to your heart that the Lord, he is God in heaven above and on the earth below. There is no other. So you shall keep his statutes and his commandments, which I am giving you today, so that it may go well for you and for your children after you, and that you may live long on the land which the Lord your God has given you for all time. Then Moses set apart 3 cities across the Jordan to the east, one to flee there who unintentionally killed his neighbor without having hatred for him in time past, and by fleeing to one of the cities he might live. These are in the wilderness on the plateau for the Reubenites, Ramoth in Gilead for the Gadites, and Golan in Bashan for the Manassites. Now this is the law which Moses set before the sons of Israel. They are the testimonies and the statutes and the ordinances which Moses spoke to the sons of Israel, which they came out of Egypt, across the Jordan in the valley opposite Beth Peor, in the land of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who lived in Heshbon, whom Moses and the sons of Israel defeated when they came out of Egypt. And he took possession of his land and the land of Og, king of Bashan, the 2 kings of the Amorites who were across the Jordan to the east, from Aroer, which is on the edge of the valley of Arnon, even as far as Mount Sion, that is Hermon, with all the Arabah across the Jordan to the east, even as far as the sea of the Arabah, at the foot of the slopes of Pisgah. Word of the Lord. Praise be to God. Okay, folks. All right, let's dive into chapter 3 for a bit. So it says that the Lord has given these lands to the sons of Israel, Heshbon and Bashan. We already know that. And notice how much faith that it takes to be with the Lord, to trust the Lord. Otherwise, you'll be sinking like no other. How in the world will you survive without that? Now, chapter 4 is where all the Chapter 4 is where the meat and potatoes are. Chapter 4 heavily emphasizes, again, do not idolize anything. Do not make an idol out of something that is not God. Not even an idol of the sun, nor the stars, nor the moon. Otherwise, the Lord will be angry. Do not idolize any living creature also. Now these people, they made a molten cow, and the Lord was angry and took his wrath on the people. Mateus Nascimento, welcome and God bless. How's it going? Samatlala or Samatlala, I can't pronounce your name. 4984, God bless and hello. Yeah. And the Lord through Moses also says, teach all these commandments and statutes which the Lord has given you, so that your generations won't forget it and they won't deviate from any of these things. Notice how it says, seek the Lord your God and you will find him if you search for him with all your heart and all your soul, in verse 29 of chapter 4 of Deuteronomy. Now that in itself is repeated in Matthew 11:29 or something. By Jesus. No, that's something else. 29:11, I mean. It says, but first, or I can't find it, but it's supposed to say, but first seek the kingdom and all its kingdom of God and all its righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. I forgot. Well, and also the commandments say, you shall love the Lord with all your heart, your soul, your mind, and spirit. But yeah, that's basically what it is about. And no idolatry. Again, it repeats, if you kill someone by accident, you shall flee to this city that is described, but Bezer or Ramoth or Nunath and Golan are the three cities, according to whichever tribe you belong to. Now, and Moses will keep on repeating these laws so that the Israelites will not forget. So, we will read the 10 Commandments repeated, chapter 5, tomorrow, and obey God and prosper. And God's gracious dealings as well. But thank you all so much for joining in, folks. For those of y'all who are in college or in high school or whatever and have finals, I wish you the best, and may God bless you and multiply and fruitfulize you and strengthen you in all of your final exams. Now go in peace and seek the love of the Lord.